So it's the big purge, eh?
It's a really big purge. Just to give you some context, Peter, in his entire life, had the habit of cutting or opening an envelope at the end and then taking out what was inside it, reading it, and then putting it back into the envelope. So I am cutting off stamps off these envelopes for a good cause, mind you. And I found some the other day with George the Sixth, and then I was bragging because I didn't have George the Fifth. Well, now I do. I have George the Fifth stamps because his grandmother was an avid letter writer. It's really amazing. So George the Fifth, George the Sixth, and that goes tons of Queen Elizabeth. During her very stages of life, oh my gosh. I have filled 3 boxes like this just of stamps.
Wow. So you're preparing to move to where, when, and why?
We're going to Belleville, and we'll be leaving the 1st of November to be with our kids, with our daughter and her husband. And they are renovating their house so that we can move in with them. They have a big house in Belleville. And we don't get to see them a whole lot because they have a dog and cats, and it's not easy for them to come up here. Like I haven't seen Mari for 3 years. You know, it's pretty sad because of COVID. But we have been thinking about this for a long time. Peter and I are both sort of getting on in years, and this is a big property to manage here. So a couple of years ago, Mari said, well, I guess we should start making plans at her place for when, you know, when one of you come down to live with us, you know. So I thought about it for a couple of hours, and I said, well, could you make room for 2 of us to come down? So they talked about it, and yeah, that's why we're going. Closer to them. And they're going to look after us in our old age. But if things get drastic, then we'll go into a nursing home down there, you know, whatever. But no, it's good. It's going to be really good.
After how many years here in North Bay?
I came to North Bay in 1957, and Peter came in 58.
Wow. He
came from Kingston. I came from London, Ontario. Yeah, it's a long time. But I've certainly moved around a lot since I was born. We lived on Martin Street here in North Bay for 30 years, and then we came up here for 25 years or so. So it's time to move, you know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And both of you have tons of books and information. What kind of interesting stuff did you come across you had forgotten about? Or was really happy to find that you thought you lost?
Well, we keep finding money. not big amounts, but yeah. Some old coins and a lot of $2 bills seem to be floating around. But I guess a lot of family stuff we have come across. But also there's a fair bit of history of North Bay. And this history is going probably half to the museum and half to the university. So it's all working out well. When we saw our lawyer a few years ago, we said, you know, where do you want all your stuff to go? And we sort of said that. But now, as it works out, the people who have bought the house, one is involved with the museum, the other's involved with the university. So guess what? I mean, it's perfect.
Oh, right on.
It's perfect. Everything is just working out so well.
I know a lot of people at this stage, a lot of their legacy information and collections go to waste, but it's nice to see that yours is going to be kept at least for one more generation.
Well, Peter did a huge number of interviews over the years. You have no idea how many he did. And a lot of them, so when I was going to the university, I graduated in 1980. During that previous 6 years, I was a mature student, and the professors that I had were so interesting. Peter did interviews with them. So Brian is just delighted with all this stuff he is getting of these professors. Many of them are dead, and they had they did not have this information, so they are copying all the interviews that Peter did with them.
Oh, right on.
Like Lynn Parham and Vince Sharman, who's my English literature teacher. He did a lot of interviews with him, and so this whole thing was just meant to be. And then, of course, I keep finding more and more stuff that when I was at the museum, I kept a lot of stuff at home. So this is all going back to the museum as well. So it's just working out beautifully.
They must be overflowing at the museum. There's
Just
so
about.
many people in the last couple of years that have passed.
That's right.
And it's told me that their families or the families have told me they're trying to get stuff donated to the museum.
Yeah.
It's
They're probably storage.
Yeah.
And it was always a problem, even on Riverbend Road, with storage.
yeah.
You know.
I imagine that would be.
But Amy is very good. Sometimes I give her stuff and she says, "I don't think I'll take that one, Pam." I said, "That's fine." But the thing of it is, if we hadn't been going through this process right now, unearthing all these things, if we had waited until both Peter and I had died here, then my daughter would probably have come up, got one of those big things and put it in the driveway. Everything would have gone in the garbage.
It's good that you're doing it now.
Oh, exactly. Otherwise, a lot of information would have been lost. So it's working out really well.
Tell me about something that was a real golden find that you hadn't seen for a while and happy to have found.
I think it's really mostly letters that Peter's maybe grandmother wrote to him or to his to her daughter.
Yeah.
And this is for the days when Peter wrote letters. I mean, the handwriting, the cursive handwriting is so beautiful. And I have read some of them, but I'm sort of putting them away until later when I can really enjoy them and go through that box again and really fine tune it. Right now, I just sort of did a general clean out and really enjoy the letters. But yeah, I mean, people don't do that anymore. They send short emails or phone but these were lovely letters. I think that's probably the treasure that we've really found. I haven't found $1 million or anything, just these $2 bills that keep turning up.
Any Canadian Tire money? Because I keep finding mine and I wish I would have cashed it in.
So if we found a $70 check from the government of Canada to my mother-in-law, which in her later years, I guess she misplaced, but I don't think they're cashed that anymore.
No. Yeah, well, that's cool. Now, it must be bittersweet.
It is in a way, because we have, both Peter and I have worked very hard here in North Bay. We've met a lot of really good people. We've had so many opportunities to do things, worthwhile things in North Bay. And we really enjoyed our time here. But we're looking on this next move as a new opportunity.
Oh, of course.
And we're not just going down there to veg.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's the next chapter sort of thing. And it's going to be exciting. Our son-in-law is very involved with the community. He was very involved when he was in the Air Force up here. He did a lot for North Bay. He did a lot of DJ shows, for charity. And
who's this?
Leo Paul Phillips.
Oh, okay.
And he was based here at North Bay on 2 different occasions. The last one was 3 years when his wife Mari was already down south. So we saw a lot of him during that 3 years. And he and I play a lot of crib together. Mm-hmm. And so he's very involved in the community. So I'm possibly, Peter will probably stay home and write his book. He's going to write a book. Yeah. But I think that possibly Leo and I will be going out into the community more. My daughter's a stay-at-home person, so she can stay home with her dad. And I'll go out with Leo and we'll set Belleville on fire.
Oh, right on, right on. Well, I did want to take this opportunity to thank you very much for being our first columnist for the magazine and providing so much insight into the past
Yeah,
that was here in North Bay.
thank you very much, and I really enjoyed doing it. I really, really did. Yeah, it was one of the opportunities. I've had to do some writing. I've done quite a bit more too for other groups. But no, I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much.
Great. I'm glad to hear that it provided some grease for the wheel, so to speak. Parting messages for friends and family. Are you going to have a going away party?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far. If we get rid of some more books, we might have some room.
Well, I hope you do. That would be great. I know there's a lot of people in town that really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, people are saying that, what are we going to do without Peter, because he's such an integral part of the community. But if Peter he's 89 this summer. If he keeps going at the pace he's going, he still hasn't let up. He is still interviewing people. He's still doing podcasts. And he'll just fall down dead one day, I'm sure, from overwork. So it's really, really good for him to get away, I think, But he's still going strong.
Yeah, he is. Well, you keep going till the red light stops on the camera, right? We had a good chance to drop by their reunion for the old TV station.
Right.
Last weekend. So that was kind of cool to see him talking about old times at the station with Bud Barry and a few others that were there. Yeah. That's I know he's seen a lot. Yeah.
He really has. As we're going through all this paper and photographs, so I've got 2 binders for him so far. He did a lot of drawing and painting when he was a kid. And these are just beautiful things. So I've got them all in acid-free, sheets. So I've made up a binder of his drawings so you can take pictures if you like later. And then I've got another binder with all his sporting pictures and all the different committees he was on. Like, this is a work in progress. And then I've got another box of photographs that will, go into another binder. So I'm really, I'm enjoying doing this. So I've done one for myself. There's one, I got a whole binder just on museum activities that I did, and another one on my life, sort of thing. And then I'm doing one for my mother, and one for my father, and one for his mom and dad as well. So everything's going to be really well cataloged, and I'm enjoying doing that. And so this, will be passed down to maybe the next generation or whatever.
Oh, cool. I'd like to see it before you go, if you get it done.
Oh, sure.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a Peter-specific feature on him before he goes too.
That would be good.
So what's new in the garden this spring?
Well, the plants that I started from seed are all coming up, marigolds, and that's a tomato you can see right in front there. This aroma tomato that I started from seed. And snapdragons, which I really like. You took my picture when we first started with the snapdragons. Well, I've got them growing again. So my daughter is very much a gardener. They've got a huge garden down there. They've got a waterfall and ponds. Nice. Oh no, it's going to be great. Yeah.
I think Peter mentioned that you would go tomorrow if you could.
He said that?
He said that. I think he said.
You're kidding. So I don't have to feel guilty anymore about it?
No, he said that he's not going to let that happen. He said that you would go tomorrow.
Oh, I would go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
No, you would go. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would definitely.
I would. I said that he said he would go tomorrow.
No.
Yeah, that's wishful.
No, I would have gone 2 years.
Think Peter would have left it for another year if he could.
Well, he's probably going to need another year to get rid of all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'll take you downstairs so you can see the beat. I don't know how he's going to get it all done.
Not if he keeps doing more interviews.
Well, this is it. Like, he's got about 6 podcasts lined up for the summer. Like.
He's trying to talk about Barry into it. They're another one.
Yeah. Oh no, that's one of them that's going to happen. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
But I go back when I was on Riverbed Road with the museum. Bud Barry was at the Nugget then.
Yeah.
And he was a regular visitor to the museum, taking pictures and doing stories on what was going on.
Yeah, he would be.
Yeah. Oh, he was a great guy. And George Cleater, and we had a lot of publicity on the museum.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm trying to carry that ball myself there and include the museums as much as possible. I know how important they are.
They really are, and Naomi is doing a great job. She really, really is. She's done a fantastic job. I mean, it's a lot easier in some respects because everything's computerized and machine. I mean, all I had was a Gestetner that I turned by hand. But no, she's doing a super job.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, let's wrap this up. I know you're busy purging.
Yeah.
And, maybe when you get settled, you can send me a guest letter or something like that.
I will certainly do that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pam.